Hey guys, it's me, 8044. So today, guys, I'm gonna be looking at this Greg Berhalter situation because there's a lot to look at here, and it's very, very confusing. And I don't even have all the details here. So I'm gonna be reading this ESPN post here from this website. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description below, and we're gonna go ahead and read this and give you guys my reaction, guys. Reaction. We're gonna react to um, reading this whole thing. So let's go ahead and read this, guys. So we have right here Danilo Reyna, wife of former United States men's national team captain Claudio and mother of current international player Gio, says she told U.S. Soccer Sporting Director Ernie Stewart about the USMNT coach's Greg Berhalter past domestic violence incident because she was frustrated by comments made about her son after the team's elimination from the 2022 World Cup. Okay, that already in itself is very interesting. Let's continue on. The information was shared after comments Berhalter made at the Howe Institute for Society Summit on moral leadership in New York, detailing how a player was nearly sent home from the World Cup for not meeting expectations on and off the field. Okay, I did a video on the Reyna thing, by the way, a few weeks ago, so I'll have a link. I'll leave a link in the cards in the top right, so you guys should be able to check that out. Let's continue on reading this. Berhalter did not identify anyone by name. However, it was a clear reference to Reyna, as confirmed by the player in an Instagram post the next day. Danilo Reyna said in a statement on Wednesday, "I thought it was especially unfair that Gio, who had apologized for acting immaturely about his playing time, was still being dragged through the mud when Greg had asked for and received forgiveness for doing something so much worse at the same age." Claudio Reyna also sent multiple messages to USMNT General Manager Brian McGrath and Stewart during the World Cup, in which he said he shared his frustration about Gio World Cup experience. Multiple sources told ESPN he threatened to share allegations about Berhalter's past, but Reyna had denied those allegations. Okay. Wow, that is interesting. While in Qatar, I shared my frustrations about my son's World Cup experience with a number of close friends, Ernie and Brian McBride among them. However, no time did I ever threaten anyone, nor would I do so, he said in Wednesday statements. The messages from Claudio began after his son Gio Reyna was informed he would have a limited role at the tournament. U.S. Soccer did not receive any details about the claims against Berhalter until December 11th, when the executive was informed in a call with Claudio and Danila Reyna that Berhalter, 49, had a past domestic violence incident, sources told ESPN. On Tuesday, Berhalter, whose contract as U.S. coach expired December 31st, revealed the details of the incident with his wife in a lengthy statement posted on Twitter. So yeah, he just made a Twitter post, by the way, guys. So Twitter account, sorry, not Twitter post. During the World Cup, an individual contacted U.S. Soccer saying that they had information about me that would take me down in an apparent effort to leverage something very personal from long ago to bring about the end of my relationship with U.S. Soccer, Berhalter said. In the fall of 1991, I met with my soulmate. I just turned 18 and I was freshman in college when I met Rosalind. Berhalter said one night while drinking at a local bar, Rosalind and I had a heat on like continue outside. It became physical and I kicked her in the legs. Yeah, that is very interesting action. I don't agree with that whatsoever, but let's go ahead and move on. Berhalter said the authorities were never involved and that he sought counseling afterward. The couple reconciled 7 months later, subsequently married and have 4 children. The lessons learned from that night over 3 decades ago became the foundation for a long, loving, devoted, and supportive relationship, which we honored and celebrated with our 25th anniversary this past weekend, Berhalter said. In response to Berhalter's characterization of the events, Danila Reyna said, without going into detail, the statements from yesterday significantly minimized the abuse on the night in the question. Rosalind Berhalter was my roommate, teammate, and best friend. I supported her through the trauma that followed. It took a long time for me to forgive and accept Greg afterward, but I worked hard to give him grace and ultimately made both of them and their kids a huge part of my family's life. I would have wanted and expected him to give the same grace to Gio. This is why the current situation is so very hurtful and hard. After Stewart was informed of Berhalter's past domestic violence incident, the Federation immediately hired a law firm, Alston and Bird LLP, to conduct an independent investigation the Federation announced Tuesday. On Wednesday, U.S. Soccer announced the current USMNT assistant coach Anthony Hudson would lead the team during a January camp in California with the ongoing investigations. And the U.S. Soccer full review of the USMNT program followed the conclusion of the 2022 FIFA World Cup still underway. So yeah, we have the 2 games in January. I believe one is against Serbia, and let me go check out the game which we have. I think it's against Ireland. I have to double check though. So let me check the other game that we have. So USA, I forgot the other game that we have. Let me see. I know one is Serbia. I remember that one. Let me see if I can find the other one. Oh, sorry, it's Colombia. It's Colombia. My bad, guys. It's Colombia. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So just wanted to double check that. January 25th and January 28th, respectively. In the press conference Wednesday, Stewart allowed for the possibility that at the conclusion of that investigation of the 1991 incident, U.S. Soccer review of the program that Berhalter could be rehired. Claudio Reyna, the current sporting director of Austin FC, and Berhalter have a relationship that spanned decades. They played youth and high school soccer together. They represented the respective U.S. national team careers overlapped from 1994 to 2006, and their wives, Danila Reyna and Rosalind Berhalter, were 4-year teammates at the University of North Carolina. Interesting. So as you guys can see, this is number 3. That's Greg Berhalter there, and number 10 it is Claudio Reyna. Interesting. When Berhalter was hired as USA coach, Reyna landed the move, calling Berhalter an exciting choice for the national team job. In an interview with Grant Wall in February, Reyna said, from Berhalter's experience as a player, he wants to make sure they understand also collectiveness of playing for the team, which is so important, but just how much he's excited and proud to see the growth of this game and how these players are playing at such high levels, both domestically and internationally, making a decision to pick a squad, never mind the starting 11, really difficult. And June Berhalter told the Gab and Jules show that when Gio was young, as 12 or 13, in the sense watching the youngster, that Gio would have a future in sports, noting that he was an exceptional soccer and basketball player. Now, as a national team manager, it turns out in a different relationship, but the connection is always there. The bond is always there, Berhalter said. Our families are very close, very good friends, and Gio, there are moments when I look at him and putting him on the field or something so familiar, looking at something that is so familiar, that's such a great feeling, it almost looks like you're putting a family member in the game. That's been really fun. Despite dealing with injuries over the past years, Reyna, 20, came into the World Cup having played regularly for Borussia Dortmund in the previous weeks, and that was widely expected to play a meaningful role. Yeah, very, very interesting quotes, man. He did not, though. And 4 World Cup games, Reyna made 2 appearances coming off from the bench to play 7 minutes against England in the group stage and 45 minutes against the Netherlands around at 16. While learning his role, Reyna admittedly did not respond well. In the December 12th Instagram post, he said, I let my emotions get the best of me. In fact, my training behavior for a few days, watching my teammates and coach for this, I was told I was forgiven. Okay. 3 more paragraphs, guys. Claudio Reyna has been the sporting director for Austin FC since November 2019, and when he was hired, serving the same role for New York City FC since 2013. Austin's head coach Josh Wolf was assistant for Berhalter for the 5 years with the Colombia's crew, another year with his national team before his appointment in Austin, which preceded Reyna's arrival by 4 months. Reyna was elected to the National Soccer Hall of Fame in 2012, 4 years after he retired, as one of the most accomplished American soccer players in history. After he won 3 national titles in college playing for Bruce Arena, Virginia, Reyna's professional career spanned from 1994 to 2008, with stops in Germany, Scotland, England, and MLS. At the closing ceremonies of the World Cup, Reyna was the only former player to serve as the United States presidential delegation, which was led by Linda Thomas Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Okay, guys, that's a lot to read. To basically summarize, the Reyna parents they are trying to basically get Berhalter out, and they are basically doing this in a way so that Gio Reyna can get meaningful opportunities under him, because with Berhalter in charge, there's probably very few. We're not going to really see Reyna be taking a huge part of the national team. And as I said before, guys, Reyna is he's one of our best prospects. And for me, as much as I don't like Berhalter, I still don't think this was the right decision. And with this whole situation, will Gio Reyna even be a starter for the U.S. anymore? With this whole thing that's going on with his parents, because if this is true, either this is 100% official, this is alleged. Then it really is going to look bad on the Gio Reyna parents, Claudio Reyna and Danilo Reyna, respectively. Because, like I said, finding these allegations in the past and trying to get Berhalter out from 30 years ago, it just doesn't make sense. Because, let's be real, I obviously it wasn't right for what he did, but everyone's made mistakes. Everyone has made mistakes before in their lives, and no human out there in the world is 100% innocent, So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll try to get further news developments, because this in itself is a mouthful to read. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to read if you guys want. And yeah, so my overall opinion is that I want Berhalter out, but I don't think this is the right thing to do. And I'm just hoping that whatever happens, we get some clarity here, because all of this right now is just speculation and nothing is official. Like nothing, we don't have any official news. I believe this is all like reports, So we'll see. Obviously, guys, that's gonna be pretty much be it. So I want you guys to like this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below your thoughts in the comment section below, and tell me in the comments, man, what do you guys think of the situation, because it is interesting to say the least. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.